So it's no secret that Red Dead Redemption 1 single player still very much holds up in 2024 and is often regarded as one of the best story games ever made. But what about Red Dead Redemption 1 Online? Are people still playing it? And is it worth your time in 2024? This video might just surprise you. So is it active? So the best way to test this is completely leaving a session and attempting to find a match to see how active this game truly is. So, after spending a solid hour that I'll never get back, along with my neighbours reporting gunshots to the old Bill because of this damn intro replaying about 69 times, the online mode is surprisingly active still. Yes, the lobbies were never completely full, and I did often just keep joining the same lobby over and over. But regardless, I never struggled to find players, which is a really great sign. Unlike GTA 4, what the f is wrong with you? Where it can be a real chore to find a single person in the lobby. I mean, look at how active some of these sessions were. The fact that so many people still play this in 2024 is really amazing, and it was a pleasant surprise, as I did kind of expect it to be dead by now. Lobbies being populated is great, but what is the online experience like exactly, and is it even worth your time? Also, the amount of you watching who are subscribed is still lower than a worm's tit. If you could spare 1.2 seconds to subscribe, it would mean a hell of a lot. But back to it, the online experience. So as you might remember, you're able to choose a pre-made character, and once you level up, you're able to unlock various more later on, which is actually quite cool. I mean, look at this. Playing as Zombie John Marston is pretty neat. You then enter your first free mode lobby. Christ, the memories on this. And as you press the D-pad up to whistle for your horse, you're then greeted by a goddamn donkey. Jesus Christ, who else remembers riding a damn arse in Red Dead Online? This thing is seriously slow and useless. I reckon my nan could crawl on her hands and knees faster than this. Not one of the bright spots of this mode. And I'm sick to crud of having to explain myself when sounds like this are being amplified outside of my damn room. But don't worry, you can upgrade your mount later on. So as you free roam on your damn donkey, how do the other players react, and what is the experience like exactly? Are there modders in the game that get the hump when you try to kill them and decide to start shagging you like Patrick Star? Or are there griefers whose one goal in life is to blare a bullet in anything that moves, adding an extra millimeter to their constant raging rod on? What type of players are we coming up against here? So to my surprise, your typical kill everything that moves shit-eater exists as expected, stinking up their mother's basement with the stench of soiled to shit socks that aren't just filled with piss. Maybe this is just a Rockstar Games thing. I really don't know. But what I do know, some games I would just get killed over and over by the same brain-dead bellend who seem to get a kick out of repeatedly battering players on a 14-year-old game. Not a hobby you declare on your resume, but each to their own, I guess. And I'm too rusty to even compete with a tryhard like this, so I just leave it alone, to be honest. But on the other hand, there are some respectful players who don't just act like complete gobshites, which is good at least. I'll be honest, I'm a right piss kidney. Regardless of this, the overall experience is immediately less toxic than games like GTA 5 Online, as you won't find goblins flying around on oppressors thinking they're some sort of Dr. Big Bollocks Green Goblin, and the mode just feels much more relaxed for the most part, which I prefer. This is also because these lobbies are much smaller than we are used to nowadays, along with the map being bigger than your mum's pants. Whether this bothers you or not will be subjective. Me personally, I prefer it, as it means I only get bullets twatted at me every 30 seconds rather than 5. So with the player experience aside, is this mode even fun to play? And what is there to do? Before we answer this question, here is a quick word from this video's sponsor. If you're like me and want to avoid looking like this in years to come, from sitting on some shoddy old chair whilst gaming for a number of years, I've got some good news for you. This FlexiSpot chair is ideal for gamers and those working at PCs for a long period of time, thanks to its lower back support, multiple different customizable settings, and how comfortable it is overall. You could fall asleep on this this thing if you put old Starfield on. I've been using it for the last week or so, and I can't recommend it enough. It's crazy how many different settings this chair has, and it's so much better than my previous chairs I've owned in the past. It's very important to support your back for the long term, especially if you find yourself sitting down for long periods of time. So, if you do want to feel more comfortable and avoid looking hunchbacked to hell in the future, definitely take a look at their collection of FlexiSpot gaming and office chairs using the link down below. And there is also a huge sale going on right now with up to 50% off lots of different items that aren't just chairs. So it's definitely worth checking out. So what is there to do in this mode? So the goal of Red Dead Redemption 1 Online is similar to more recent releases. Earn XP, level up, unlock better guns, mounts, characters, etc. Without the introduction of shark cards or buying gold, which might punch a swift hole in your pants of excitement. I know it did for me. But to be brutally honest, it's not all good news. After diving into this online mode for a while, it does start to show its age and lack of activity. Yes, you will often have players roaming in the free mode lobbies, as mentioned earlier, but as soon as you start trying out the different game modes like gang matches or even different versions of free roam, you'll quickly notice that these modes are deader than Uncle Ben. And I couldn't find a single player on any of these modes, and I wasn't willing to play my last remaining days on this game. It is a real big shame, as these modes were really fun to play back in the day. Those of you watching who played them, you'll know what I mean. But at the same time, you could say, what do you expect from a 14-year-old game, you knobhead? But I had to explore it. With this aside, does that mean there isn't anything to do? No, you can still do gang hideouts, which involves clearing out a load of Modern Warfare 2019 campers, which is very helpful for earning XP and ranking up, and therefore getting rid of this good for nothing arse, finally upgrading to a damn horse. Or you can just cane a few bullets at the nearest shithill, as this seems to be the go-to thing in this mode because of the game modes dying a death. As expected, it's very clear when compared to Red Dead Redemption 2 Online that this mode is very much lacking in the variety of things to do and the amount of content, which shouldn't be a surprise, and it isn't always the game's fault. But does that mean Red Dead Online is bad? Is it worth revisiting at all? So here is the conclusion. Let's be totally real here. The Red Dead Redemption 1 single player story is truly incredible. The online mode was also very fun back in the day, where so many great memories were made, before the Mother Milk producer mode known as GTA 5 Online came along. But looking at the facts, it's now 14 years later, and things have changed. With the nostalgia and bollocks aside, if I were to be truly honest, Red Dead Redemption 1 Online isn't really worth playing in 2024. Yes, it might be fun to play for nostalgia purposes with a couple of friends, but it does get boring real quick due to the lack of activity in many game modes and just the overall lack of content when compared to today's standards. And yes, what we have today is still not perfect by a long shot. These can eat donkey dick, but who knows, things might change with GTA 6 Online in the future. Although the Red Dead Redemption 1 offline story, on the other hand, is a completely different ballgame. Instead of wasting time trying to play a dying online mode, the incredible story mode needs to be revisited and played again, even in 2024. Whether you've played it before or not, you should 100% give it a try. There are so many little details that you might have missed back in the day, and the storytelling and missions still very much hold up. So no, the online mode might not be worth your time, but the offline story certainly is. And if you would like to see a full breakdown on all the reasons why you need to play Red Dead Redemption 1 single player in 2024, just like the video. Also comment down below any memories you have of playing Red Dead Redemption 1 online back in the day, and whether you've played it again since. I would love to know. And to find out whether Red Dead Redemption 2 Online is worth playing in 2024, which is my brutally honest thoughts, make sure to click the card on screen. You don't want to miss this video, as it might surprise you. Thank you for watching as always, and have a great rest of your day.